Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh teaches. The essence of Zen is awakening. This is why one does not talk about Zen, one experiences it. But awakening is a great phenomenon that radiates like the sun. The awakened man is recognizable by particular signs. First of all, is liberty. He does not allow himself to be influenced by the vicissitudes of life, by fear, joy, anxiety, success, failure, etc. Then there is the spiritual force that shows itself in calmness, the ineffable smile, and serenity. It can be said without exaggeration that the smile, the look, the word, and action of the awakened man constitute the language of awakening. This language is employed by Zen masters to guide practitioners. A Zen master uses concepts and words like everyone else, but he is neither conditioned nor captivated by these concepts and these words. The language of Zen always aims at destroying the habits of those who only know how to think by concepts. It tends to provoke crises, whose function it is to bring to fruition the precious moment of awakening. Let us examine two fragments of conversation. 1. Chao Cho to Nan Qian, what is the way? Nan Qian, it is our everyday mind. Chao Cho, in that case, is it necessary to realize it? Nan Qian, the intention to realize the way is something opposed to the way itself. If one has no intention, how can one know that it is the way? Nan Qian, the way does not depend on what one knows or on what one does not know. If one knows it, this knowledge is only made up of speculative ideas. If one does not know it, this ignorance is not different from inanimate things. If you get to the state of non-doubt, you will see open in front of you an unlimited universe in which things are only one. How can one discriminate in this undiscriminating world? 2. A monk asks Zen Master Chao Cho. What was Bodhidharma's intention when he came to China? Chao Cho, look at Cyprus in the courtyard. The first conversation aims at showing the obstacles created by conceptual methods and, at the same time, engaging the questioner in the way of non-discriminative realization. The second conversation aims at shaking loose the habit of conceptualization and creating the shock necessary to bring about awakening. If the mind of the man is ripe, enlightenment can occur in him. A Zen master who has obtained awakening possesses an extraordinary capacity to understand the mentality of students working under his direction. It is because he well understands the mentality of his disciple that he can recommend to him effective methods to initiate him into the world of awakening. The language of Zen is one of these ways. Aimed at helping the practitioner, this language must 1. Possess the power of liberating the man from prejudices and attachments to knowledge. 2. Be suitable for the man to whom it is addressed. 3. Be a skillful and effective method. To study the Buddha way is to study the self. To study the self is to forget the self. To forget the self is to be actualized by all beings. It's a state of consciousness where mind and the self-other distinction has dropped away and one experiences total immersive unity. It is taking a step into the absolute, where the ultimate interconnectedness of all things renders rational thought useless. The rational mind, and the ego-operating system break the world into bite-sized pieces we call things, but this relative conception is a delusion. So we must let go of discernment and self-concept to enter the absolute. This is, however, just the first step. Afterwards lies a lifetime of applying the wisdom gained from time spent in the absolute, in objectless samadhi. I must address the previous answer with respect to koans. There are 5 historical schools of Zen, 2 remain today. In Japanese they are called Soto and Rinzai. Meditation on koans is the specialty of the Rinzai school. In the Soto school, to which I belong, koans are used as teaching stories, but not as objects of meditation. Our primary meditation practice is called shikantaza or just sitting. We simply calm the mind and allow everything to enter awareness simultaneously, without object or focus. According to Dogen, this practice is the activity of awakening. In fact, he uses the term practice realization, a compound word, to indicate that practice and awakening are one and the same. In most Zen schools, enlightenment is considered to be the experiencing of the answer to a koan. These puzzles have no rational solution, and to solve them means dropping any conceptual thinking and leaping into the non-conceptual. As such, it cannot be described, as any description possible would involve concepts and so be inherently wrong. The best comparison to early Buddhism is the Buddha's Suttas on crossing over to the far shore of the river. In Vajrayana there is a distinction between the two truths, conventional and absolute, that is the conceptual and non-conceptual. You will not get any clearer descriptions as they are not possible. Much like colors for a born blind man, it would have to be experienced to be understood. It is a state of mind which has many components, including compassion, insight, acceptance, relaxation, but all these rest on developing a state of awareness in the moment. No matter what Buddhist traditions you practice, they are all designed to enhance your observation and focus, resulting in awareness, which slowly changes how we react. Apparently it takes countless lifetimes to achieve the first level of enlightenment, but after that, progress is much faster. By the way, Zen says it is a waste of your time to try to practice without the guidance of a Zen master. Vajrayana goes further, saying their practices will drive you crazy if you practice without a lama.